welcome back to my channel. It's Gracie here. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like this video, click the bell button below so that you will get notified with my videos in the future. Today's episode, we will be talking about how to become a teacher in Singapore, particularly in preschool sector. So this is a question that I always receive from my friends way back in the Philippines. They're asking me how I ended up in preschool, where in fact I'm a Bachelor in Science in Secondary Education teacher. And for those who are aspiring to become a teacher abroad, or for those who wanted to pursue education in the future, this video is for you. I will be sharing to you guys based on my experience. So if you have another option or another way to come here and to teach, please don't forget to comment and share it to us so that everybody will learn and everybody can try it. This is a video also that I specially made because I wanted to celebrate my 10th year anniversary in Singapore. And yes, you heard it right, I'm already 10 years here in Singapore, and this video is specially for all of you. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a secondary teacher in the Philippines. By right, I don't have any right to teach here in Singapore in preschool. But way back 2010, they had this offer, an opportunity for all professionals to come here to study and take diploma in early childhood education, and at the same time work full-time in preschool or childcare setting. If you really want to work as a teacher abroad, so the best way for you to start this, maybe this is just my opinion, is to pursue early childhood education in the Philippines, because it's the easiest way to be able to be a part of educational system in any countries, because it's really hard to apply as an elementary teacher or even a high school teacher or a college instructor in any other countries aside from our country if you finish in the Philippines, because they will be asking for a lot of qualifications and certification to prove yourself qualified or fit for that position. I mean, this is not the course or the first choice I had in mind before was to become an engineer. I really like, working on the road, wearing that engineer hat. I admit I'm not that good in math. I took my license exam, and thanks God I was able to pass my lab examination. And then I work in, actually my first work was early teaching. I work in a as a branch assistant in a non-life insurance company. But after that, I feel like I wanted more. I cannot survive, facing the computer for the entire day, talking to no one. I needed someone to talk to. I cannot be in an office setting. So I decided that it's time for me to go back to my career, which is teaching. So I asked permission from my parents, and I told them I wanted to teach and I wanted to try it in Metro Manila because opportunities there are huge and there's a lot of schools there. But coming from the province, it also means like going out from my comfort zone, because I know I have to compete with people or with professionals who graduated from prestigious universities in Metro Manila. But I was truly blessed because when I arrived in Manila, I was being hired right away in an international school, and I taught in Korean, mixture of Korean, Filipinos, and other nationality schools for a year. I think I only had 1 year experience in teaching there, and I realized I like teaching, but I wanted maybe younger kids, but I'm not qualified to teach younger kids because I'm a secondary teacher. So I was thinking if I will pursue maybe a master's degree in the Philippines, particularly in Manila, I cannot afford it. Having said that, because I only earn enough for myself, and for expenses in Manila, if you are working in Manila, you know how expensive the city, and the transportation, the food, the rent, you have to pay it all. So I said I wanted to find a place where I can work and study and support myself in study. So during that time, I think somebody emailed me, like it's an agency. I don't know, it was just like an answered prayer to me, because I don't really know that I'm qualified to work in Singapore, because knowing Singapore, it's a business hub. I mean, teaching professions, I didn't know that they are needing teachers at that time. I only know that they're hiring ITs or maybe bankers, those profession. But when somebody emailed me and asked me, are you interested to join this work study program in Singapore? I was like, oh my god, I have been praying for this. And yeah, I replied, yes, I'm so excited, tell me more. So they gave me an instruction on what to do. So I have to verify if that agency, they are really a licensed agency from Makati. I think that was Makati. Ortigas? Yeah, I think Ortigas. Yeah. My gosh. I have been away for so long. So I think it was in Ortigas, and then they asked me for a demonstration, video demonstration. So I had to do my demo in that place. I was queuing up with people, teachers coming from different universities in the Philippines. I mean, in Metro Manila, think of it like LaSalle, Ateneo, UP, oh my god. And here I am from Central Mindanao University. I'm very proud of that. And I was doing my demonstration, and then the agency told me that they will contact me once the employer liked my demonstration, or if the employer wanted to pursue with my application and wanted to hire me. So yeah, I have to wait, but I think only a few days they again contacted me and told me that the employer wanted me, I mean that was June, and wanted me by July. Gosh, it's too fast. Yeah, and since July, so it means to say I have to complete the requirements, the documents that I needed to prepare in a couple of weeks, so that I can fly to Singapore here by July. I just want to remind you that my pathway was a work study program. So I don't know if you are still needing this, if you will just work right away, but if you are going for a work study program in Singapore, you have to prepare these things. You have to go back to your elementary school, high school, and university to get the following. So number 1, you needed to get your diploma, elementary diploma, original copy. If you have it with you right now, much better. But you needed also to get a translated copy of your diploma, because I noticed that most of our diplomas in the Philippines are in Filipino language. You needed to ask them to translate it in English, and they have to certify it that it's the true copy with a seal and a stamp. Aside from that, you also need to get your Form 137 in your elementary school. And then you also need to get a certified true copy or a certification that the school use English as a medium of instruction aside from Filipino. So you have 4 requirements that you needed to gather from your elementary school. Then, once you already have it in your hand, you have to go to your secondary school and get the following. It's almost the same. You have to get your diploma, the original copy. You also need to get a translated copy of your diploma in English and certified true copy of it. And then you also need to get the report card with from first year to fourth year. I don't know how it calls. Is it Form 137, Form 138? I don't know really, but yeah, you have to get it. Then you also need to get a certification that the school use English as a medium of instruction. Once you already have it, you have to go to the university and get these almost the same requirements. You need to get your diploma, the original copy, and then you have to get a certification that the school use English as a medium of instruction, and also you need to get a translated copy of your diploma into English, a certified true copy of it, sealed stamp to make it sure, and then you also need to get your TOR or the transcript of records. It's very important, don't forget about that. So basically these are just the requirements that you needed to gather from your schools, and once you have it, you're halfway done. Okay, so aside from that, you have to prepare your birth certificate, marriage contract if you are a married applicant, and also you have to prepare your passport. So if you don't have a passport yet, please try to apply as soon as possible because it will take time, to process, and it might cause the delay of your application. If you are going out from the Philippines as an official or a overseas Filipino worker, OFW as what we called it, you have to register in POEA and then undergo training, that PDOS training. I think there are some certain trainings that you have to attend because it's very important so that you can avail the benefits once you are already outside the Philippines. I think that's PDOS, OWA. What are those things? I already forget it, but you can check, but you have to check POEA. They told me that I have to take an IELTS exam because in Singapore, if you want to study and if you want to teach, you have to have a valid IELTS certificate and you have to get a band score of 6.5. So in my case, because the employer wants me to be here, it's an urgent request, so they asked me to take my exam here, which for me I think it's good. I was able to take my exam in Singapore, my IELTS exam. So I have to pay for this. Everything is from my pocket. And also I have to pay a placement fee to my agency. If I can remember it right, I think it was 60,000. And then another 60,000 when I arrive here to the other agency. So in total of 120,000 cash. My gosh. I just want to remind everyone that there's nothing free here. You have to pay for your accommodation, you have to pay for your transportation, you have to pay for your fare, you have to pay for everything. And so I think when I arrived, what the agency did was they scheduled my medical. It's a requirement also in Singapore, and then I think they have to check the HIV, and then what else? And then they scheduled my S-Pass application and for collection, and then once I get the pass, it's like an ID that will allow me to come and enter and go out Singapore legally. So it's valid for 2 years. We call it S-Pass. And once I already got all these documents, they already allowed me to go to my center. So in my center, in the school where I was assigned, they gave me an orientation and they told me about the class that I'm going to handle. And I tell you, it's not easy. It's not the same in the Philippines. My gosh, you have to prepare yourself physically and emotionally and psychologically, because in Singapore, once you say you're a teacher, it's not the same in the Philippines. You have the full control of the classroom, and then you have fixed break time, and then your lessons will only run for an hour, and then you will go to another class. In Singapore, it's different. We are with the children, and when you say children, it's like from toddler, even infant, to 6 years old or 7 years old. So imagine the jungle that you or about to enter. But yeah, because teaching is really my passion, so I think that helped me a lot to be able to stay in this profession for 10 years now. So when I arrived in Singapore, they gave me this option to study diploma in early childhood education part-time. So I'm working full-time, and then every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday I have to attend a class. So to remind you everyone, again, this is all from your pocket, so I have to pay for my school fee, and then I finished my diploma in early childhood education for 3.5 years, I think. It was way too long. Yeah, but I'm so glad that I did it, because by 2016, I think Singapore becomes so strict when it comes to qualification. If you want to become a teacher here, you have to have at least diploma in early childhood education or a degree or master's in early childhood education. So if I didn't take it, it will be so difficult for me to, become a certified teacher in Singapore. So in Singapore also, they have this what they call level of certification. So you can be a level 1, level 2, or I think, yeah, for mostly for foreigners, we are just in level 2, which means we can teach from toddler to K2 level. So it depends also if you were able to pass the IELTS exam. It's very important. And then also, what are the things that I wanted to share about being a teacher here in Singapore? Salary wise, it's much bigger compared to the Philippines, of course, but the living expenses also is quite expensive, so you have to prepare yourself. You just have to be wise in budgeting your income and your money, that you can still save and enjoy the luxury in Singapore. So there are so many options, there are so many ways that you can come here legally. You just have to check what are the best option that works for you. And also, if you wanted to really pursue teaching career abroad, especially in Singapore, please consider taking early childhood education, because this is very important. This is the qualification that we are looking for. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, share.